Hey guys, it's Garrett Wessels with the Wessels Realty Team. We've been looking at a series that I've entitled 30 Questions or 30 Real Estate Questions in 30 Days. As you can imagine, that's quite an accomplishment. We're not going over everything in detail, but we're highlighting 30 real estate questions that every one of them are very, very hot topics. And today we're going to talk about how long does it take to get your house ready to sell. How long does it take to get your house ready to sell? So right off the bat, let's talk about the elephant in the closet. Because in today's market, there's a lot of people that come by and say, we will make you a cash offer right on the spot. And no open houses, no fixing the house, all those kinds of things. Let me tell you a secret. The secret is, and this was shared with me by a real estate attorney. He said, you just need to remember, this has always been an option. There's always been people who will buy your house for cash on the spot. Of course, if you sell it cheap enough. And so today we're going to be talking about how we can maximize your profit on the house that you're getting ready to sell. And remember, if you want a cash offer, we can always talk about that avenue as well. So, stay tuned as we look at these items in just a moment. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the timeline for selling your home. Now, occasionally people will say to me, well, what's the best time in Fayette and Coweta counties to sell my house? And, well, the way that I tell them is, and there's different ways of looking at it, of course, but the way that I tell them is that most people would like to have their kids ready to start school August the 1st. And so if you backdate that a little bit, because of them wanting to be all settled in and everything, they want to really close on their house probably in June or early July. That means your house probably needed to go on the market in March or April. And then if you're going to take a couple months to get that house ready so that you can maximize your profit, then you really are wanting to get that house ready in January and February of the new year. All this is to get the best price for your house. Well, if that's what we're going to be doing when we're talking about timeline, let's talk about how we're going to get the best price for your house. I have actually done a lengthy video about an acronym that I came up with concerning getting your house ready to sell to get the price you want. And it's, of course, the acronym is built on the word price. I'll go over it with you very quickly here, but you can, of course, watch the video that I'll have down in the description. P stands for paint. Almost always, it is good to paint your home. Sometimes the outside needs to be painted, but paint usually does pay for itself, especially if you have some rooms that are, really pretty psychedelic or whatever. You want a neutral color of that house, and a new coat of paint usually really benefits any house. R stands for repair, and simply it just means to go through your house and repair items that people might see. When I was in the car business, I always called it, what's that? When somebody sees something on a car, if it's a little ding, they're going to go, well, what's that? Where did that come from? What caused that leak? What caused the need for that repair? And so it's always good to repair as many items as possible. Those things, of course, that people will be seeing. I stands for ICE. Now, anytime you use an acronym, you can't always come up with the perfect words. But ICE just means to me, ICE the personal effects of the house. We want the new buyer to be looking at the house and trying to see themselves in the house rather than seeing you in that house. And so we're going to ice your personal feelings about that. We're going to ice those personal accoutrements that you have in your house. C stands for curb appeal. Curb appeal, as the old saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And so a lot of times when people pull up to that house, they have a feeling of whether or not they're going to like that house or not like that house just by what they see at that point. And then E stands for enlighten. And what that means to me is you need to lighten up your house. You need to open up the window shades. You need to make it feel bright and airy. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about as far as items that will help you improve the price of your home. Now let's talk about strategy. Now this is where your real estate agent's really going to be able to help you, because right now we're in a very, very hot market. You don't have to do a whole lot to be able to sell your house. In fact, in some cases I don't think people are doing enough. But we live in a market that is very, very hot, and you don't have to do a lot. But your real estate agent, whoever that might be, he or she should be able to tell you what the hot buttons are. It's really amazing to me how I see hot buttons change from year to year. What kinds of things are important to the buyer that you might need to fix or change a little bit? Do you know that there's a national website that actually tells you how much money you actually get back on anything you repair in your house? Yeah, there's 4 or 5 things that if you do, it's going to help you get a better price for your house. There are a lot of things that you do that won't help you get the price for your house. Now, I tell people, if you really enjoy your house, you need to spend money on it because you're going to get the enjoyment out of it. But on a nationwide average, well, at least a couple years ago it was, that people usually only get about 67.5% return on items they do to their house. And so when you're getting ready to sell that house, there may be a lot of things that you don't really need to do, and of course some things that your real estate agent or your stager is going to want you to do. Well, in closing, I want to remind you that if you have any questions about any of these things, just text me or call me or email me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find the answer for you. It'd be my pleasure to help you in any of these things. I think you know the scoop by now. In doing these real estate videos and having a real estate channel, it really does help me when you subscribe to the channel. If you'll hit that like button if you like the video, and then finally to hit the bell button so that you'll be reminded of new videos that are coming out from my YouTube channel. I also want you to remember that I help people buy, sell, invest in residential and commercial real estate, and I literally refer people all across the land. I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next real estate video.